Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this. This is your weekly Lucha Underground review. I'm joined by my partner in crime, Sammy Sinister. How are you doing today, partner?
Doing good. How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Did you ever go to the doctors? Okay, and you know what's wrong with you, and you think the doctor's an idiot. Okay, so yesterday I go to the doctors for tonsillitis. Horrible, absolutely horrible. I can
It's
legit
not
see
fun.
it's not fun, and I can see my tonsils are really bad. So I go there and I say, hey, look, dude, I've got tonsillitis. Give me some tablets. And he's like, you don't have tonsillitis. I'm like, yes, I do. He's like, no, you don't. Okay, so I come back. And then this morning when I woke up, I tell you what, my throat, got a runny fucking nose. My throat in the back is killing me. So doctor out there, fuck you. Lucha Underground, you were great. Commenters, put in the comment section, was this a win? Was this show a loss? Was this show a tie? Sammy, what'd you give this show?
I'm going to give it a win. I really enjoyed tonight as compared to last week. I think I gave last week a tie because I was really disappointed in a lot of what happened, but they made up a lot of face this week.
I'm going to be the opposite. I'm going to give it a tie.
Really?
I enjoyed last week's a little bit more. Yeah, I didn't particularly enjoy it. I thought a lot of things, actually, come to think of it, how awesome the all the segments that aren't wrestling were great. I didn't particularly enjoy the main event for some really strange. I just didn't particularly enjoy it. But hey, each to their own. Let's get going with it. So the show starts off with Dragon Azteca Jr. and Rey Mysterio. They're kind of training in a ring. Azteca, basically, from what I can see, is he wants to fight Pentagon Jr. or Pentagon Dark. But Rey Mysterio doesn't want him to because they've got and I quote, a war of their own to fight. That I don't understand yet. And then Chavo Guerrero comes in. He puts him in a half Boston Crab, and then Ray's just screaming, "Get off!" So I'm there thinking, okay, what's really going on here? That we've got a battle of our own.
What
Good
I'm
question,
thinking,
though. The object of these things is to get us to talk and ask questions. And immediately off the bat, we're asking a question: what does this mean? So, in your opinion, what does this mean?
I mean, I think it's one of the things that makes Lucha such interesting TV is that even not being wrestling, just writing, their sense of mystery building is phenomenal. It's highly commendable. And what I think it is, I think there's, the Ray isn't the only person to talk about a war that's coming. Dario has talked about it. Captain Vasquez and Rey Mysterio have fought about it. So I think one of the big themes throughout this season is going to be gathering troops for whatever war it is while keeping us in the dark of who's on whose side and who's the right and who's the wrong.
That's the thing, though. What side would Ray be on?
We don't know yet. We assume that since he's Rey Mysterio, he's on the right side because we have that history of knowing Rey Mysterio is always the good guy. So I assume he's on whatever side is on the opposite of the apocalypse. So I would also, through that, assume that he's on the same side as Captain Vasquez, but I could be completely wrong. You never know.
Yeah, but it depends what way you see it. Do you see it as Captain Vasquez the good? Or do you see Dario as the good?
Exactly. That was one of the things I think I brought up last week was, what if Dario isn't the bad guy? What if he's just kind of trying to look out for himself and he's trying to find his out for the apocalypse?
Yeah, he's a passionate promoter, and his family could. We'll talk about his family in a minute. So we go to the temple, and it's Dario. He is the star of this show. Let's just put it there. He's in every single segment apart from the first one, literally every single one. So they've got this Dario's Dial of Doom. It's called. It's just basically a spin the wheel kind of thing. He spins the wheel, and it's the Mac. I do not like the fact that they're giving away a world championship match to A, kick off the show, B, the wrestlers don't earn it, and C, no promotion. There was no promotion of this. I didn't like that at all. If you're having a world title match, promote it.
I'll agree with you about most things. I would have liked to have seen these matches at the end of the show. I actually really think the concept behind the wheel really works for what Lucha is. Excuse me. And you can save up for your Aztec Warfare and Ultima Lucha. You can do like your big promotions up to those. So I like it for what it is, but I kind of know that no matter what, they're not going to throw a curveball at me and have somebody just beat them out of the blue.
One thing I did like. Go on, Karen.
No, that's about it. I actually really liked this match. I thoroughly enjoy the Mac a lot, but I knew he wasn't going to win.
One thing I do like about it though is every time we are seeing these matches, and this is the second one and already the third episode. Mm-hmm. One thing I like is that after each one, I feel that he's more vulnerable. That being Matanza, he looks a bit more vulnerable. Like, holy shit, someone can actually beat this man. Instead of, he's a monster, no one can touch him. He's a monster, no one can touch him. It actually looks like someone can beat him. Which is
I totally agree. Yeah, I think it makes him more beatable. The problem, I think, is I'm really scared that Sexy Star is the one that's going to beat him.
Who's got the gift of the gods at the minute?
Sexy Star.
No. Dude,
I love Sexy Star. I think she's fantastic, but it's just not believable. I cannot believe it.
Dude, I'm going to come on record.
And people go, get the show.
This could get me more heat than Enzo Amore and Big Cass. I think she's shit.
Really?
I think she... Name me off the top of your head a great Sexy Star moment or match.
The match with Mariposa.
Done. Yeah, okay, she had a good match. That was a Mariposa. That was a good storytelling match. Go on. Name me another one. Done. Point to the case. She's on every other week now for the past 3 years, minus the intervals. 2 years, a year, however long it's been. And you can name one good match she's had. And if it wasn't for the blood, if it wasn't for the brutality, was that a good match? No, it was just a good story.
Yeah.
I think she's overhyped. She is good, but it's just everyone's like, Sexy Star, I love her. Oh, Sexy Star, I love her. Oh, I want to kiss her nipples. I don't get it. I don't get her. I don't know why. It's like Tejano in a minute. Tejano, I don't give a fuck. I don't know what it is with my mind. I just don't care. It's like the Usos don't care. Enzo and Kaz, for some reason, I just hate them.
We'll get.
I just hate them.
I completely understand. Tejano isn't your, I don't want to say your fault, but that could be done better because I actually really like Tejano, but I've watched a lot of his AAA stuff, and I love cowboy gimmicks because cowboy gimmicks always work, no matter what. There's a great podcast I listened to a while back, but the entire podcast was just why cowboy gimmicks work, no matter where they are. But they just haven't used Tejano a lot in that regard with Lucha under. But we'll get there. I really like Sexy Star, but I'm really afraid she's the one that's going to beat Matanza. And
dude,
it's not a believable story to me.
It depends how they do it. I mean, if they have, isn't the gift of the gods there where they have to cash in 1 week in advance? It's not straight up, hey, look, I'm cashing in now, like WWE's Money in the Bank. It's, I guess, I mean, it could be an overbooked clusterfuck, which could lead to a Matanza versus someone else feud, maybe a debut tonight. I don't know. The night is dark and full of spoilers.
I refuse to read. I got one spoiler ruined for me because JR's a fuck. And I still don't forgive him for that.
What did he spoil?
Sexy Star winning Gift of the Gods.
I don't know. I just don't. There's something about her I don't like. I just don't enjoy her. Like, it's like Enzo and Cass. Okay, their entrance. Oh, whoopie do. Once that bell rings, fucking give me a gun and shoot me. Like, I have zero. Just like. I just don't. Again, I'm being honest. Hate me all you want. I'm just being honest. It's fucking opinions. So the match itself of Matanza and the Mac, I thought was pretty enjoyable. I mean, this is the year of Matanza, that being Jeff Cobb. Like, this year, he's doing so well. I'm halfway through PWG 13 in the minute. Jeff Cobb had a match. Who did he have a match with? He had a match with Trevor Lee. Really, really, like a 3.5 4-star kind of match.
And that's who Matanza is?
Yeah, he's Jeff Cobb. He also, I saw him last month. He faced Zack Sabre Jr. at the Rev Pro show I went to in London. Fucking spectacular. He literally is so good. Remember this, so Jeff Cobb's American. In England, he is so good, he turned Zack Sabre Jr. heel, turned Jeff Cobb babyface, and got a standing ovation and got the crowd to boo Zack Sabre Jr.
That's impressive. That's thoroughly impressive.
That is legit. And if you want to see that, watch the Uprising show. Legit. Literally pay however much it is. Watch the Uprising show. Or if it's a Pirate's Life for you, go find a pirate stream because that is an awesome match. Yeah, this is Matanza. This is his year. The guy's
Dude, the
incredible.
guy's so good. And he's so into the Matanza gimmick, which people be like, oh, it's an easy gimmick. But yeah, it could be an easy gimmick, but I don't think he's resting on his laurels with it. And it helps with the commentator team. I still stand by this as the greatest commentary team in wrestling right now. They do so good at me, like, okay, he's not just a monster. He is calculating, but I think he is smart enough to know it's like, okay, they think I'm a monster, but let me do something they're not going to expect to make it look like, okay, I am a tactical guy. He's full in.
Yeah,
I need to watch him some more.
he is awesome. And Matt Striker, speaking of commentary, Matt Striker gets a lot of stick. I'm a fan of it. Like, every now and then he'll say something really goofy, but I actually think Striker's a pretty damn good commentator.
He is my favorite commentator. By far.
That's fair enough.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite of the minute commentary team though is Ring of Honor's Steve Corino and Kevin Kelly, because I think they've been together now for about 4 years now, and they just click. But we'll move on.
Good.
We will move on, otherwise we'll be here talking about fucking bullshit for a while. So Son of Havoc, okay, is in the downstairs garage somewhere, or a basement, so to speak.
I didn't like the segment at all. Just before we finish, I'm throwing that out there.
He's with Masquerita Dorada. They're looking at a famous bee advert on TV, and they said, let's make a plan. And then some old lady advertised something. I didn't write down what it was because it wasn't worth my time.
Bagel bites, bro. You never had bagel bites?
We don't have them over here.
They are disgusting. They are the most vile. Like, if I had to choose between having Tostino's pizza rolls and bagel bites, the fucking Tostino's pizza rolls are gore fucking May in comparison. Bagel bites are unchewable, baked to oblivion bagels topped with fucking like ketchup, little pencil shavings, and chopped up pepperoni, and they are fucking vile.
Are they as bad as Sexy Star matches, or is that just
not fair? Cheap pop, cheap eat.
Oh, dude, I'm going to be like the most hated man on YouTube after the end of this. So, I regularly diss Kevin Owens. I hate Enzo and Kaz. I dissed Becky Lynch the other day, which didn't get me very well. I hate Sexy Star. Dude, I put over Randy Orton. I put over Big Match John. Like, dude, I'm probably the most hated man in all of the world right now.
I think, like, my first review I ever did, I talked about how I don't really like Jay Lethal, which I still think gets me a lot of hate.
How can you not like Jay Lethal? I can understand.
I think he's a fantastic wrestler. He's a phenomenal wrestler. He is a terrible heel. He's a fucking god-awful heel.
Well, if this makes it feel better for you, he's a babyface, and next Friday at the pay-per-view, he's facing Naito.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I was in the middle of his going from heel to babyface thing, but I mean, I went back and watched it. He's a god-awful heel. He doesn't wrestle like a heel. He has super cool fucking theme music. He's, like, thanked his parents as a bad guy. He's shaked his opponents. Like, he's done nothing to be a heel besides have a super annoying voice. So I think him as a babyface might work a lot better, but as a heel, I just don't dig him.
I think off topic here. I think he is better as babyface, but I think his heel run when he was with his manager Truth Martini, I think that was very good. I do rate that quite high. But we'll move on. We won't talk about the Havoc bullshit because we don't want to.
Nothing happened.
So we go to Dario Cueto's office. Excuse me. Dario is sniffing something, and I wish I wasn't joking. Dude, I wish I wasn't joking. I think Dario Cueto is on drugs.
Oh, it's 100% obvious he's on cocaine. Like, super, like, motherfucker's on cocaine.
That's why he's always so pumped. He fucking loves this stuff.
I'm fucking cool with that.
Johnny Mundo comes in. I love how he's there. He's like, and then Mundo walks in like, hi, and then just gives his nose a quick wipe. Like, it wasn't like a subtle thing. It was like he was told to do it. Brilliant. So Johnny Mundo storms in the office, and he says that he doesn't care about the Trios title. He wants the Lucha Underground title. And then Taya, fuck off. She says she will take his place.
Yeah, chiclet teeth.
I like the fact that it's not a rematch completely, and they are changing a little bit. But what I do not like is the fact he went in there and said the Trios championships do not mean nothing. From a big guy like Johnny Mundo and the company, I hate the fact that he's going on record and saying these Trios championship means shit, and then you want me to stick around for the main event to watch a Trios championship match. You know, we put this show over a lot for the creative, for the storytelling, for the writing. I understand. Yeah. It can't be. It's not perfect. Like, I legitimately hated this. I hated this more than I hate Sexy Star. Like it would be like me saying, "Oh, you know what? Our review of the main event for this show is going to suck." Why would anyone then say, "Oh, you know, I'm going to stick around and watch your main event review"? It's illogical. It's illogical. It's like promoting a football game. Oh yeah, you can watch this football game, the one you're watching now, going, it's Manchester United versus Liverpool, and then there's American reference.
That
English
is soccer,
reference.
good sir. That is what we call it.
Yeah, you guys won't know what that means. So,
I have a friend that's a
Sadly,
huge Arsenal fan, and I give him hell at every chance that I get because I think soccer is a great sport. I thoroughly enjoy it. I think they're some of the most athletic and have the biggest cardio. But it's just, especially over here, it's just so easy to make fun of soccer fans, and they don't defend themselves very well. That it's great. My ex,
rough.
Oh, it is. My ex is a big soccer fan, and she was like, well, I really want Jack to play sports, but my son, Sammy Sinister Jr., I really want him to play sports when he gets older. I'm like, oh, what are you thinking about? She's like, oh, I was thinking about soccer. I was like, no, you said sports. I want to know what sports you want him to play. And she got super butthurt at me.
Yeah, I mean, if you got to be careful you say that to over here, there's some fucking whack jobs who fucking...
Oh, I'm not that dumb.
Yeah, anyway, so yeah, back to Lucha Underground, even though we keep on going on 15 different tangents down 18 different alleyways. Jesus Christ. So we now know our main event for unimportant belts that don't matter to the main guys.
Which is depressing.
Then we have Tahano versus... Do you know what? I gave the show a win at the start. I'm a bit negative, Nelly. I'm going to give this show a tie. I watched Ring of Honor, then I watched Lucha, and this week's edition of Ring of Honor TV was better than this Lucha Underground.
I haven't watched Ring of Honor this week, but I mean, I really like this. I don't know. I like this week.
I generally this week's Ring of Honor was really good. There was a pull-apart brawl. There was an Okada match. There was a good tag match.
Mm-hmm.
Hype for the pay-per-view next Friday. I thought it was pretty good. Tano and Cage. So, excuse me, my throat. Dario comes out. He says the winner of this, he gets the ultimate opportunity. And I understand everything they're not wrestling for wrestling's sake anymore, but it's a unique opportunity, ultimate opportunity, gift of the gods, trios belts, Lucha Underground belts. Can I just have a little bit of calming down? Crying out loud. I hate Tahano. No, I don't hate Tahano.
He's really good.
He is really good.
Talented.
I'm uninterested in watching Tahano and Lucha Underground.
I can completely understand that. Because even I said that's like I thoroughly like Tejano in his run as the blue collar brawler as the AAA champion, which it might still be the case. I'm not 100% sure. He was the longest reigning AAA world champ of all time. He's great. He did the baby face. The babyface cowboy gimmick as opposed to the your typical cheap heat heel cowboy gimmick, and it just works, and he's really good. It just helps that he is hellaciously talented, but it just seems like they bring in Tejano when they can get him to work a couple matches, which sucks. I mean, he's really good.
I mean, it may suck, but nothing away from him. And we bash WWE every single time because we say they don't promote the show very well. And when I mean that, I mean presenting these people like important stars. Like WWE present about, you can count on two hands how many people are important. With Lucha Underground, because the show's only an hour long, not every single wrestler will be that important. I mean, you could go up and down, and Marty the Moth is important. The kill shot from last week is important. You got Puma, Mil Mortez, Matanza, Dario Cueto, even Joey Ryan. Everyone is so important. Pentagon
you forgot the most
Jr.,
important one. There you
Pentagon Jr., even the fucking commentary team. They try so hard at doing this, but Tahano was lost in the shuffle. He wrestles for wrestling's sake. And I just don't he wasn't presented to me like a person that I care about. He got no in-ring music. He just came out, and I just didn't care about him.
Maybe they'll change that with this best of 5 series. Maybe they'll change it. Maybe they'll have them come out and cut some promos because he can speak English. Because he's from California, he speaks flawless English. That's not a second language to him. So maybe we can get some character development for him, and he can go off the thing I was a ranch hand. Yeah, I did this. Yeah, I am a real cowboy, and I'm a blue-collar kind of guy, but don't think that I can't kick your ass. Maybe they can play that up with us, but I completely understand what you're saying. And I think because there are so many other characters that are so important, that the few that do get left by the wayside, you just get completely uninterested. And I'm interested in Tejano because I've watched a lot of his stuff. He actually had a great series in Mexico with Brian Cage when he was doing his Luchador Killer pro-Trump thing, which I think he's still doing. So, I mean, and these two work phenomenally well together, if this match didn't show that, because it clearly did. They work great together.
Oh, dude, no, nothing against the in-ring work. The in-ring work was pretty solid. Like, I generally quite enjoyed the in-ring work. It's just that I was struggling to... it was kind of one of those matches where, like, yeah, it's really good wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Just...
But why?
It's not the why. The writers did a great job of saying, hey, look, we're not going to do what Raw does, where we're just going to throw out a random match just to fill time. It was for a unique opportunity. But the thing is, though, every match seems so important that my brain's not used to having every match be important. It's kind of a weird thing to complain about, but it struggles in my mind because I'm so accustomed to, okay, important match, break, filler, important match. That's what my brain's accustomed to. Here, it's just important match. And the thing is, because I'm so accustomed to it, that in my mind is a negative. And one day, I hope that this becomes the norm.
Mm-hmm.
I just... Again, back to the original story, I just don't care about Tano. And after the match, Dario Cueto announced that it's a best of 5. I'm a fan of that. I like that a lot. What's it for? Is this for the Ultimate Opportunity?
Yes.
This the best of 5. Okay, the best of 5's for the Ultimate Opportunity. Okay. WWE right now. Okay, remember this was taped months and months ago. WWE right now are in the middle of a best of 7 series where the winner gets a championship opportunity.
It does not surprise me at all if they completely ganked this. Like, mind you, there have been best of 7 series in wrestling before. Most notably, I believe it was it Chris Jericho Benoit, or was it Benoit Malenko back on WCW?
Oh, Benoit Booker T.
Benoit Booker T. That best of 7, is legendary. So they've done it before, but it would not surprise me at all if someone at WWE got wind of one of these things and went, "We're using that too."
You know what I wish? Is that everyone on the creative team were forced every week to watch Lucha Underground, and then we're like, this is what real writing looks like. This is what great wrestling looks like. Oh, this is how you promote things. This is how you present people. Just don't show them Tejano, and you're all good. So back in Dario's office, he's fortunately not sniffing crack. He's opening a parcel. He opens a parcel which has a famous B cap and an envelope which has pictures in, and these pictures are pretty fucking... I didn't really get a good glimpse of them.
I got a good glimpse of one, and it was of a doll. And full disclosure, infantry, Sammy Sinister has a horrific phobia of porcelain dolls. Horrid phobia. I react with pure violence. Like, unadulterated. I will freak out if someone puts a porcelain doll in front of me. I do not like them. They scare me really, really bad.
Shit, I know what...
That was the only one I got a glimpse of, and then I went...
You see, I have to, because I live in England, I can't get it on L-Ray, so the only way I'll be able to watch this is if I watch on my laptop, so I couldn't really see it clearly. Obviously, with you being able to watch on your actual TV is a bit more easier for you, but couldn't really see what it was. Maybe if I paused it and saw, I guess, like you said, it was that, but what were the other pictures? Because there was one that looked like a place.
Yeah, they were really dark, and I think they were like that on purpose. You might have picked out, and they did it so quick, you might have picked out like 1 or 2 details on each. Like, I got the doll clear because my brain went, freak the fuck out. And then I know there's one, at least had some trees in it. I know.
Nice.
And then another one, it was so dark, I didn't get a good look at it at all. Which, again, this is building up just more mystery. Like, who sent him these? Why are they there? Why does he not like them? Yada, yada, yada.
Well, I think it's a bit like Ricky. First Dragon Azteca comes in. He wants Pentagon. Dario accepts. And then Ricky comes in. He wants a match. Who the
fuck is that?
Dude, I'm guessing we'll find out. So Ricky wants a match. Dario just says, look, here's a present for you. He gives him the photos. And maybe that was on design, that this Ricky could be, something huge. Or if he's just a guy who's going to get beaten up by someone to get the pictures. Is he going to be the
Lucha Underground jobber? Because that would be completely cool.
Oh, if I swear to God. See, look, the people at the temple will not chant, let's go, jobber. I believe they won't do that. But Chavo walks in and he says, we need to talk. Boom, simple. Simple.
Real
So
simple.
simple.
We did skip one thing in that Dario threw the pictures away in his little wastebasket, and he talked a little bit, and he looked down, and the pictures are back on his desk.
What was that all about?
I think it's just building up, like, there's some malignant forces in this world, which we already know. There are things we can understand that are supernatural, so something put them back there, and that clearly something about these pictures really, really disturbs Dario, and he does not like them.
Hence why.
I'm thinking maybe Katrina.
Maybe that. Yeah, little doll, little girl from a couple of weeks ago, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Still, I'm looking forward to seeing how this unfolds. So we've got the trios title main event, which means nothing. The trios title means nothing, which we're told to by one of our major stars, Johnny Mundo.
Maybe
that upset me. That hurt me.
Maybe we have, one of the current trio titles guys come out in the next, because I do trust the Lucha Underground writers. Even when they've made mistakes, 9 times out of 10, they've come back the next week, and I'm like, okay, so they did address that. That was on purpose. So maybe they have one of their guys come out and go, you really think this means nothing? After all that you worked for and all that we worked for, all of a sudden you lose and they just don't mean anything? Well, fuck you, because this means everything to us, and you're just mad that we have them and not you.
If they do that, I'll come on here and I'll say, I'll fucking get on my knees and I'll open up for Lucha Underground cock. So we have Phoenix, Aerostar, and Drago, the champs, defending against Jack Evans, PJ Black, and say Taya. See, I have Taya written down. So
it's spelled Taya, but it's apparently Taya.
Okay, so I'm English, and I read it as it's spelled, so I call it Taya, okay? The story of this match was not the actual match, because, the belts mean nothing. So we have PJ Black and Jack Evans. That's what's going on here. The friction, PJ Black tagging in, and then at the end, Jack Evans just sitting on the floor refusing to participate.
I didn't really like this match that much, and there's a lot of good except I hate Jack Evans. I cannot stand Jack Evans. And anyone that says, like, dude, I fucking hate Jack Evans. He's everything I dislike about wrestling. I cannot stand him. But I think he might have been hurt because he barely did anything in this match at all.
Like, he did a few flips, but
that was it. Like, he mostly sat on the outside. I wonder if he's injured.
I know. I think it was on purpose that he didn't participate because they're teasing this split.
It could have been.
I mean, I don't know how it's going to work if you're going to have. I'm assuming you're going to have what Black go on his own, or you have Evans go on your own. With Evans, I do understand what you mean, though. He's kind of a disrespectful little punk. That's what he looks like.
He's disrespectful, and his style of wrestling isn't wrestling at all. It's literally just acrobatics. And even though I love like high-fly lucha style, the flips and the acrobats in lucha have a reason to be there, and they add something to the match. He just does them because he can do them, and they really get on my nerves. So he doesn't put on wrestling matches to me. He puts on spectacles, and I don't dig that. And plus, he's just an asshole. If you ever watch interviews with him, he's a dick.
Yeah, that's the thing I've seen I don't particularly like about him. But I don't know, maybe I tend not to watch Jack Evans matches because I got such a bad image of my mind of him. Like every time I see him move, I'm like, oh, look at him, look at that cunt, what a cunt. And I don't use that word often. He sounds like a cunt.
He is, to me, a Will Ospreay without all the sizzle. He's all steak, no sizzle.
That's fair. That's fair. There was one really nice spot though where Aerostar springboard, Mundo springboard, and as they're both in midair, Star just catches him with a beautiful hurricane run off the top. The match ended where Star got a springboard codebreaker to get the win. After the match, where Evans just sat on the floor still, you had Mundo and Taya. They're beating on the champs, and then the show ends when you have Mundo, Taya, fucking Evans and Black just stood on the rampway kind of thing, in the temple.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm confused. Like, are all four together? But there's tension with PJ Black and Evans. Like, where is this all going to go? It's kind of unclear. But with that being said, it leads to further questions with what's going on. The only way you can find the answer, watch the next few weeks, which I do like. That's one thing that is missing on Raw. It's the hooks. Mm-hmm. It's the questions. Okay, what's going on here? What's going on there? What's going on there? Oh, how do I find out the answer? I have to watch next week. And I think TNA doesn't get enough credit for that. They're really good at having a thread throughout the show.
Especially here lately. And they've done a lot better about that. Yeah, and I'm with you on that because, a I love WWE. I've been watching them for a long time. Most of my favorite wrestlers are there, but I watch WWE week to week because I know it's on. Like, I know I'm going to watch it because I've watched it every day, every week it's habit. It's a habit. And I'm not likely to break that habit because I don't think it's a bad habit. But it's, I'll watch Lucha Underground every week because I have to know what happens.
Yeah, we watch Raw because we have to. We watch Lucha Underground because we want to. That's the easiest way I put it. Like, the way I see it, if I didn't review Raw, if I didn't review SmackDown, I could happily not watch it at all. Legitimately happy not watch it at all. Lucha Underground, if I missed an episode of Lucha Underground, I would be a bit sad. I'll be like, okay, I've got to catch up. Even if I don't review Lucha Underground every week because either you done it first or I'm doing an NXT review of Booms, even if I don't review it, you can bet your ass I've watched it. You can bet your ass. And Lucha Underground, my girlfriend, who I've been with now for a while, her favorite wrestling company, she's been a wrestling fan for only about 7-8 months. Her favorite promotion is Lucha Underground.
It's easily, here's the crazy thing, it's the polar opposite of New Japan to me. I have got more people to watch wrestling through New Japan through Lucha Underground than any other promotion, because it's such a spectacle and it is so different, and it gives people a character to cling on to. There's so many people, like, I'm just like, hey, watch this. This is Lucha Underground. This is different. You will like it. And I've not had a single person dislike it. It's so accessible, and it doesn't get enough credit for that.
The thing is, though, what's even better is they present it as a TV show. This isn't a wrestling show. This is a TV show. It's shot like it. It feels like it. And they're proud to admit that's what it is. It is a TV show. So when you watch it, it's not, hey, come sit down and watch this wrestling show. It's, hey, come watch this TV show. It may have a bit of wrestling in, but it's good wrestling. Just come and watch this TV show. That's what I love about it.
Yeah. Oh, totally. And the characters are great. These are wrestlers, but their characters are phenomenal. Like, I fell in love with the character of Pentagon Jr. before I ever fell in love with the wrestler Pentagon Jr. because his character is that strong.
Yeah, he's an incredible character. Incredible. Well, we've still got one more segment at the end. So it's in Darrow's office. Rey Mysterio's there. Rey wants him to erase Dragon Azteca versus Pentagon for next week because he wants to protect his protege, so to speak, of Dragon Azteca, which is fair enough. That makes sense. And then Darrow says, you know what? Fair enough. We'll make it Chavo versus Dragon Azteca Jr. And you, Rey, can be the special guest referee. I won't pencil it in. I'll write it in pen. Like, just little lines like that I love.
God damn it. That was the shit. That was just a little bitty fucking thing. And you're like, you motherfucker. It was perfect.
Absolutely brilliant. So I take that back. The show was a win. I forgot how awesome some of the segments were. And I forgot now, like, if I give Monday Night Raw a tie, how fucking dare I give Lucha Underground on the same wavelength as them? Unbelievable. So we're going to go to some live comments now. That's the review of the show finish. Live comments is loosey-goosey time, so don't expect any serious reviewing here.
If you haven't watched it yet, go watch the Where's Rey Mastani video. Please do.
Oh, please do.
Please do. And I'm hoping you make the reasons to watch the CWC video. I said it, and I went back and watched it and made myself laugh.
I'm waiting for the CWC to kind of die down, and then boom, just pop it back up. Then they'll be like, oh, I remember that. Right, so we have Aubrey James puts, I think the Lord is Dario Cueto's father.
I've seen that one a bunch, and I think it's probably correct, but at the same time, it's so obvious to me that I'm thinking Lucha Underground won't do that. Because they've caught me off guard several times.
But maybe it's so, because it's Lucha Underground and you respect it so much, because you think it's going to be so off the chain, so to speak, they'll just do something so simple and you'll think, I didn't fucking see that. I didn't see that.
Very true. It could be awesome either way.
It could be. Right, so I think it was the casket match against Mil Muertes. I don't know what that means. Out of context. Sorry, Aubrey James. So we have Rennie Soms. He puts, hey, Sammy and LK, I give you guys some insight of the main event. The reason why Jack Evans... I'll
explain in just a second, but continue.
Right, okay, so the reason why he was sat out and just sat on the floor was because he injured his jaw at the week of the tapings. That clears that
so
up.
I was right. So he was injured.
Yep. So
Okay.
don't expect to see Jack Evans in ring that much for this season.
I'm okay with that.
Explain to me the phone because that was pretty weird. So go on.
So my notification sound whenever I get a text message is this, and I will pull it up real quick because it's just never not perfect. And it's
Dude, if we get copyright strike for this, I'm gonna kick your ass.
It's not. It is not copyright. It's literally just some guy saying, "Hell yeah." That's it. That's all it is.
Right, Rennie Sums, he also puts, LK and Sammy, rumors have it the WWE officials have copied some things from Lucha Underground during their tapings for Season 3, like the Best Out of 7 series, which we talked about that. Do you think the Best Out of 7 series will top the Cesaro versus Sheamus on Raw? That's a good question. That's tough. It's two completely different styles from two completely different companies. In a few months' time, once the ultimate opportunity, whatever that is, and once the championship match, whoever the winner gets, once that's decided and how the payoff for each wrestler winner is, then I'll judge on that. But I think because obviously it's only match one, and because Cesaro, just say Cesaro wins, and then he loses his title match and it's worthless, that makes the Best of 7 series pretty worthless. So I think it's far too early to judge right now. Your thoughts on that, or pretty much the same?
No, I feel about the same. It's two completely different styles. I will probably, y'all know I'm a Lucha fan, so I'm probably going to go ahead and lean towards Cage's and Tejano's matches just because I'm a Lucha fan. The next tattoo I'm getting is a Lucha tattoo, and when I get it, trust me, I will show you guys. I have a picture of it, of the design, but it probably won't translate very well here. Anyway, that being said, I have not been as big a fan of the Sheamus Cesaro matches as I would have liked to have been. Because as much as most people shit on Sheamus, he's a really good hand in the ring, but I just haven't been interested in these matches. And they're both really, really good workers. So, but I'm with you in that once the payoff happens, then we can make the final judgment. But yawn.
I mean, Booker T and Benoit. I mean, we touched on that earlier when we talked about the best of 7 series. Look at that, what that went on to. I mean, Booker T went on to be a 5-time WCW World Champion. Chris Benoit went on to jumping to WWE, winning the Rumble in 04 and winning the world title. And then, the rest is history. We won't talk about that. So, Rennie Soms also puts, "What's your thoughts on the Raw ratings this past week?"
It's clear they've gone down. And even though I think last week or the week before said, they're overreacting, this is just what happens in football. And while there is still a large amount of truth to this, something's happening. And I want to know if it's SmackDown. This SmackDown is going up.
See, that's the thing. SmackDown this week went down. And it went down a few 100,000. That's upset. I swear to God, this is how wrestling works. The shitter the product is, the more people that watch it. The better your product is, the less people that watch it. I swear that's how it works.
It feels like that sometimes. And it was fun because fucking even being there, SmackDown was awesome this week. It was so much fucking fun. My niece had a ball. And thank you for y'all that turned into our live review I did with her. She told me she had almost as much fun with that as she did the event itself.
See, that making dreams come true here on KocoSports, making dreams come true. See, that she was as entertained as being on the KocoSports podcast as she was being in attendance for a John Cena match, for a Randy Orton match. That's what this is all about. But yeah, make sure you check it out. There was 2 SmackDown reviews. There was one from a TV standpoint, and there was one from a live experience standpoint. So we got you covered both ways. Right, we'll get back to some live comments. Let's see. Because me and Sammy both have a early start. Saying that, it's 4:21 a.m. There we go. This one's quite interesting, actually. So, Javier Olmas, he puts, "I understand why Johnny Mundo said he doesn't care about what the Trios belt. He always thinks about himself and being the singles champion. That's just his gimmick." Yeah, I believe, because I was so pissed off that I think that in the end of the day, I don't care what your character is. He trashing that belt didn't put his character over a bit more. It just made me care less about the Trios belt. You could have done that in a different way. You could have said, "Look, my focus is on the Lucha Underground Championship. Taya's got my spot. Instead of having him go on there and say, I don't care about the Trios belt. That doesn't make me hate Mundo. That makes me hate the fact that the Trios champions exist.
I understand. And I think even if Dario had said, really, those belts you tried so hard for, you don't care about them anymore. You just don't care all of a sudden. Okay, sure, by all means. You will get your shot, just not tonight. To me, Dario Cueto can also do no wrong at this point in time.
We're both a part of the Dario Cueto fan club.
Yeah, we are. We gotta get the word out there. The Dario Cueto 1980s fan club.
About Ricky Jabron. Sammy, to answer your question, Ricky Mandel has been around since season 1. He was mostly a jobber in Lucha Underground, but he also played one of the disciples of Death who got his heart ripped out. That's an interesting fact.
Okay, cool.
From Javier Olmos, I love Lucha Underground. They make me want to see Ricochet and Pentagon Dark every week, by not having them every single week. I like how they do that too. I really like
it's so like I'm genuinely upset when they aren't on the fucking show, but it makes it that much more special when they do show back up and they are the center of attention in whatever episode it happens, they happen to be in.
It's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. Let's check the old Twitter machine at LK Wrestling. Follow me. I'll follow you back as long as you're not an imbecile. What have we got here? Retweets from Krista Joe. Oh, that dude! What the fuck?
What?
So we have Krista Joseph, who's been on this show before with Dave Koco. He retweeted us. Who's the executive producer of Lucha Underground?
Oh shit!
And we have Vinny Massara, who is the Sicilian from Lucha Underground.
Oh shit!
Not too bad. Thank you, gentlemen. Very kind of you for retweeting that. Very, very kind of you. And thank you for everyone who's watching this. I filmed a Ring of Honor review earlier on today. Watch them. Check out our Raw and SmackDown reviews. We'll be back tomorrow with our dreaded Clash of Champions preview show, where I'm pretty sure the positive vibes from this show will go sour very, 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 very fast. So yeah, make sure you guys will get all your predictions ready so you can just copy and paste it into the old comment section. Join us live tomorrow. We'll be 2 a.m. UK time. Around about 8 p.m., 8:30 your time. So just stick around for then. Important, subscribe, hit the subscribe button. Buy Dave Koco's book so Dave Koco could get on the fucking show. Unbelievable. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay safe. Stay well from this very tired Englishman with fucking tonsillitis. Fuck you, doctor. From that American over there, sat in that chair.
I wouldn't have been offended if you called me a dirty yank. I'm just throwing that out there.
I was so tempted. I was so tempted.
You could have done it. I wouldn't have given a good goddamn. Like, it wouldn't have bothered me in the least.
Stay safe. Stay well. We'll be catching your asses down the line.